Yeah.
Slow study, baby. Brownie.
What else?
Adriane. Nani beya where we are say. Missy Adriane. Nani beya where we are say. The comedy wa. Ubede didi. None of him knows why. Yeah. A comedy baby. And so woman in your movie.
Pitia huma kine kamo nine. Se minya gari bi pranka me pie me ye mo kwan. Mo browa, me mama ne papa ja me nsapan. Obi ne mu ne ma fe me janka sanso ya ba fan so me di bibia manya me. Abrabo to me dane, e come to me de me am si wo pa wo be fa me. O he fita ne kom in the cool madam for same. Eduane am kondo de se den kan ye be same. Me to me so da ye na me re abochi ni wele. Me ni so tete me am de afo me tie so kigele. Na me ye madom na se dachi bi me sako kanko sha ya chi ne jollof. Enya dia me chile nya me tie me so frɛ. What else?
I want to chop some fufu. I want to chop some baku, baby.
Focus 94.3.
Na. I want to chop some fufu. I want to chop some baku, baby. Slow study, baby. I come in you. And do a bit. We don't have it. We don't have it. I come in you. I come in you. And do a bit. We don't have it. We don't have it. Today, yesterday, and I spent swine for you. Baby, don't worry, I go buy for you.
So this morning we are talking about food standard saves life. This is the Food Digest hour on Focus 94.3, and we've established some points already about food standards and how they are helping us to protect us from our lives being taken by food. It's surprising, you know, how food can easily take away your life. Like food can murder you. Okay, so we were talking about some practices that we can do to minimize some of these things or some of these hazards, or the practices that we can do to ensure that you have met the stand. Frank started with hand washing. I had to pause him. His horse was running fast. I have to stop the horse. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's come back to
so thank you very much.
the safety practices.
Yeah. So to talk about the hand washing. So I would say that even with the hand washing, we are even doing better thanks to COVID, where we had a lot of Veronica buckets around. That I think that time soap was very common. Every corner you get, you can easily wash your hand anytime.
Everywhere there was soap. Even on dustbins around the streets, there was soap and sanitizers.
Ghanaians were very good at that. But unfortunately, after COVID, all those buckets, I think they are used for dustbins now.
What was chasing us stopped chasing us, so we had to take a break.
So, hand washing is now back to its redundant nature. But I should think that as common as it looks like, just using soap around your hand, washing is very, very important, because our palms or our fingers carry a lot of germs or a lot of microbes. Microbes are everywhere. So the more often you wash your hand, at least you are reducing the tendency of you having such microbes on your hand, so that you don't transfer them to you. That's where cross contamination comes in again.
So the water wash them off.
Or it reduces.
Okay.
Maybe you can't take them off totally,
everything off.
It will reduce.
And I think even the soap can even kill them.
Yes.
Without hand washing, you just don't wash your hands for 10 seconds. At least 30 seconds or more under running water. So,
the key word is running water.
not stagnant, it's not in a bowl.
You come and we've dipped our hands in water like we're about to baptize someone. You ask and we are washing our hands.
I just say hand washing, but it's proper
hand washing.
The word is proper.
Hand washing.
Proper hand washing.
I think one of these days we should be doing a demonstration for people to check
How
I don't know how proper hand washing is.
you
seen it countless times.
you wash your hand.
Not this famous for
Fasemina, yeah.
We don't even play it. I think we need to play that advert more, because it sticks.
And the song is very nice too.
Very nice.
Well, I was the one who composed the song.
Oh, then that's great. That's
Can
great.
see me for more. Okay, so we have hand washing.
Yes, hand
okay.
washing.
So one other practice is cooking your food thoroughly.
cooking your food.
Thoroughly.
I remember you started with some keys that the World Health Organization gave.
Exactly.
Can
Yeah.
we?
So then the first one is keep clean, which we already established.
Okay, we should keep clean.
Exactly.
Clean keepers.
Personal hygiene.
Okay,
hygiene,
personal.
Clean your environment.
environment.
Yes.
Okay.
Washing your bowls properly.
Yeah. Then
Okay, so-
another one is the cooking thoroughly.
Okay, so what's the thorough cooking? Cause once it's on fire, I'm cooking.
So it's basically the right temperature at the right time of duration.
Yeah.
So let's say some people like their eggs slightly fried. I
Okay.
don't know what that is, but
You want to put the yolk on it.
slightly fried.
Peche.
Yellow yolk and then that's what
Exactly.
now I can say. But if that is not thoroughly cooked,
Okay.
okay, so it has certain microbes that can still.
Surviving.
But some people say that when you cook and cook and cook like how you want it, the average Ghanaian cooking, they say you are burning the nutrients or something like that.
The whole thing is it shouldn't be overcooked.
Shouldn't be
And
Shouldn't be undercooked. Moderate cooking.
Exactly. But
Exactly.
Oshekra, you should prefer overcooking than undercooking. If you
Mm.
are going to kill the microbes. And
But in the right sense, like we said, right temperature at the right time.
Okay,
So
so
this- that
what
way-
are some of the cooking temperatures too?
Cooking temperatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
30 to 60 degrees.
30 to 60. I bet you some people are cooking at 900 degrees. Sometimes you see the masses of firewood and the flames.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bible described hell. There is hell on earth here. The food is actually being burnt. So what we are saying is that there are measures on our cooking temperatures and our cooking time that
Yes.
you have to take note, and that's a thorough cook. Even with the egg you mentioned, yes, there've been concerns on the egg and some, I think, anti-nutrients. They said avidin or something like that. Yeah, it interrupts with biotin in your system, and then you have malnutrition or something. So even it's not much advisable to have your egg raw
Yeah.
undercooked a bit. At least you should, cook.
The right temperature, right time. So I'm sure you'll be able to get that well. You'd have it cooked as it's supposed to be.
Okay. So we've kept clean, we've cooked thoroughly. The next one.
Next one will be to separate your raw food from your cooked food.
Okay, so when you have two foods, raw and cooked,
Exactly.
we are saying that we should separate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's where your meat is should be separate from where your onion is, because the length of cooking period that you give to your meat is quite different from that you give to your onions. See, most people like their onions a bit crunchy or their vegetables to be crunchy. For the
Okay.
meat, you subject it to heat for a long period of time. So if you don't separate it, then the contaminants in the meat would move to the onions or the vegetables. And since you don't cook for a long time, like they're going to be present when you're ready to eat your food. And this could be very bad for your health.
Even for meat, I know that if you want great source of microbes, it is meat
Exactly.
because they are highly nutritious.
Yeah.
Just as you like chicken, it's the same way the microbes also like chicken. So if you have these two food substances and you don't separate them, there can be cross contamination.
Yes.
So we've mentioned TV, then we have
The fourth one.
The fourth one, use safe water
You-
and raw materials.
okay, so your water you are using should be safe. And
the raw
raw
material.
I think even if it's not safe, you the one handling the food, you can even have some problems
Yeah.
before the consumer even.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, then the last one. So there are 5 keys, right?
Exactly.
I think keeping food at safe temperature.
Temperature. So after you've gone through all these things, you've obtained your safe food, but you have to keep it at a temperature
Yeah.
that will
Safe.
maintain the
Exactly.
safety.
And this is
Yeah.
where the reading your labels come in. You have to read
Okay.
the labels to check what the food production people are saying about the
The
storage
food.
conditions of your food.
Okay.
If it's to be refrigerated, you keep it there.
You have to refrigerate
Exactly. If it's stored in a cool, dry
it.
place.
Place.
Exactly.
Maybe shouldn't exceed 3 days or more after opening
Opening
them.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people even say once opened, consume. And when you come to our homes, mom will tell you that once we've opened, we will not consume.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even some to say that keep away from direct sunlight
Right.
and all those things. So,
Exactly.
I see this on our sachet bags,
but
cool, dry place. You go in the cage, that they put the water inside.
It's directly under the sun.
Oh, they are actually burning the water for us to come and buy. So those are some of the practices that we have to take care of.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have our food having great harm on our health. So let's mention. So we've seen the practical ones that we can do.
Yeah.
So let's come to the ones that they give to our industry that we don't know. Of course, you mentioned the nutritional. Yeah, they've been concerned on sweetened beverages. I think the sugar, they have points that your drink or your food should. What are some of these ones? And even I think microbiology, aflatoxins, and all those stuff.
So so to start with that, I'll talk on the labeling first. So for every production or for every product that comes out from the industry, it is required that every single ingredient that was used should be stated on their label. That is it. So there are specific amounts. If it's more than that, you should indicate it as part of your ingredient. Failure to do so will mean that you are making the consumer ignorant of what is in there.
Okay.
And like I said earlier about the allergens.
I think that's even a sin. I don't know what I'm eating.
Yes, and like I said earlier, the allergens. If you don't indicate that you added soya bean to it and I consume it, that's going to cause harm to me. So right from the industry, make sure that every component in its right amount that was used as an ingredient should be
Must be on the
clearly, boldly on your label to make sure that I know everything that I'm consuming from your product.
Okay, so some of the standards.
Yeah.
And certain industries take their raw materials from other companies, or suppliers. So it's very important that these suppliers have certified documents that whatever they are supplying to you are of high quality.
Okay, I think they even have raw material reception receipts before they negotiate and then accept your raw material. Like I want us to mention some of the standards. Maybe when you take this food, it is prone to this microbe, but you should have these levels in the food.
So, for example, with our corn and probably our granules, we have these toxins known as aflatoxin.
Okay.
Which, if the product is being made for children, the aflatoxin in the maize or the corn should be 0.
Okay.
But for adults, it should be probably not be more than 10.
Okay, so that's a standard. The measurements that they put for children 0, but for adult consumption we have a given range that. Okay.
A typical microbe, a typical microbe that can be found in some of our foods, that standards require that they have to be absolutely absent from our foods is E. coli.
E. coli.
So it has to be exactly 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
0. You don't have to find any traces of E. coli because these are fecal
contaminant. Yes. So there was a time a doctor said if you have typhoid fever, sorry to say, it's equivalent to taking, I think, a teaspoon of feces. Yes, because they are associated with feces, and once they get into your system, it is compared to, because that is their source. So we have to take these standards carefully because they play major role in our daily life. So to our viewers, listeners out there, what do you tell them this morning? You've preached a lot to us, but our take home message this morning. Let me start with Aaron.
Alright, the whole theme, which is food standard saves lives, basically emphasizes the crucial role that our food standards play in ensuring that we live a healthy life. Okay, so it's important that we take food standards seriously. And my take home message is, when you see anything that is suspicious with food or with vendors or anything, do well to report it.
Okay, this one you have to snitch.
Don't keep mute about certain things. If you see and you can tell the vendor about it, do well to inform them.
Okay, Roswell, your last words.
Now, also say that we shouldn't be thinking that these food standards is only for these companies.
Okay.
But we in our homes too, we should also put the practices that we've already discussed, should put them into place in order to ensure that our foods are safe for consumption.
Okay, Miss Brenda.
I would say that we've heard this several times and we've seen adverts on these several times. So it should be a reminder. Yes, we should keep it at the back of our heads and practice them. We shouldn't just be talking about it and we are not acting on our words. Even the Bible says so.
Okay. You preach. Master Frank.
Okay, so thank you very much. So I would say that we shouldn't just see these standards as sets of rules, but rather as our normal daily lives or practices that we should do. So like we have heard today, I'm asking that our listeners also be advocates of food standards or food safety. They should try and then even talk to the people that we buy from. We are happy to always buy from these are vendors. So whilst we have heard this today, at least if you go and then you see that maybe the vendor is doing otherwise, try and then say it out in a way that the person can understand, or in a way that is polite, to ensure that whatever that is being served to the mass public is equally good and safe to use. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, my dear listeners. It's getting interesting, but our time is also getting up. Our shout out. Maybe you have some special ladies or special gents to say hello to them. Then we take off our seats. Master Frank.
Okay, so thank you very much. So like I said earlier, my name is Frank Ahen, and then president for the Food Science Association. So I would say that in this month of awareness, I'll ask that all my fellow colleagues that's from the Department of Food Science should actively join in the campaign message of ensuring the safety of the food that we eat or the food that we have out there. So I want us to all be ambassadors for such things, and I'm asking too that your listeners and then other people hearing that should also follow us on AFSTS Care University on Instagram and on Twitter for all safety tips when it comes to food safety and then its awareness. Thank you.
So Frank's own is call to action. Okay, Ross, for your shout out. A quick one.
Give me a shout out to myself.
Oh.
Since I have no special someone to give it.
Oh, self-love. Okay, Aaron.
Alright, so today we've been talking about cooking food thoroughly. You've said that several times. And I want to give the biggest shout out in the room to Queen's Gobe.
Wow.
First of all, for holding us down for 4 good years.
Wow.
And also for...
She's the heart of men.
They cook the foods very well, like throughout the day.
The technologist is talking.
So that alone, I want to give the biggest shout out to them. And also another shout out to all my backbenchers in FST4. I hope I'm making you proud.
Yeah. Miss Brenda, then we take off our seat.
Shout out to Sabi Girls, MSC, everyone in the food science department.
All right. Okay, thank you very much once again. My name is Frempoma Comfort. I'll see you next week. We have another interesting thing to talk about. So see you next week, and then bye.
Bye.
Slow study, baby. Brownie.
What else?
Adriani. Nani beya we are Missy Adriani. Nani beya we are the comedy wa. Ube de didi. Didi.